There's a song in my soul. It sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. There's a song in my soul. It sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. 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 There's a song in my soul. It sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. There's a song in my soul. It sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. 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 There is a song in my heart. It sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There's a song in my heart. It sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. 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 I am loved.
And each one of you are loved, and thank you so much for loving me back in return. How wonderful it is to see everyone. I'm so glad to see you all. How awesome is it to be here at the center of the universe, Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living, right? The world revolves around me. And since I am here, then this is the center. And it revolves around each and every one of you too. All right, upcoming events. Service, January 25th at 6 p.m. I need you, Reverend Gail.
Some of you have read your program and some of you haven't. So, Taizé is a service that was started in Taizé, France by a monk. It was started originally as in his mother, when his mother died, it was in her honor, and it was started for world peace. The thing about it is we use it for all kinds of things now. And this first one the theme is going to be healing, whatever. It doesn't have to be your body, it can be your relationship, it can be your money, it can be, but whatever kind of healing you need. And it's a very different service. I'm excited about it being on the last Sunday of the month. It sort of clears away the month that's finished and gives us a place of peace to start the new month. It's done all in music and prayer with a couple of readings, and I think you will find it a wonderful, wonderful, calming, uplifting experience.
How awesome is that? I look forward to that. Thank you so much, Reverend Gail. Prosperity Plus is coming up. Cindy, would you like to speak to that? Thank you.
Oh, she's a little taller than me. The energy is building around this process, this Prosperity Plus. A 10-week program will be starting February 7th, that's a Saturday morning from 10 to 12 for 10 consecutive weeks. There is an audio series that you will be taking home and listening to. We'll come together and watch video together and do the class exercises. I have listened to this series now 3 times, and the program is phenomenal. You know, prosperity is not just about money. It is about having wonderful, joyous relationships. It is about abundance. It is about having health. And it's about just living fully. And so I invite you to come join us. If you don't come, you're going to feel like you missed out. Just saying. So pay as soon as you can so that I can order the materials and have them ready for everyone for the first day of class. And I look forward to it. I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Cindy. And guys, you can invite friends to come. Even if they don't come to Oakbrook, this is a wonderful class for anyone who would like prosperity in their life. So if you know someone that you work with or somebody that's a close friend that could really need a nudge in the right direction, please bring them for this class as well. February 7th through April 11th is when the class is, 10 a.m. to noon. Like she said, and it's only $50 for the class. It's an investment into your future. So I think it's a great idea. Youth events coming up. Here's what's coming up. Do we have Tad coming to speak about the youth events? All right. Awesome, Tad. You didn't know I was going to do that, huh?
Okay, on Saturday, we're going to have the first youth leader meeting, and please come, especially if you're interested in helping out at all. And then also the same day, Saturday, Magic the Gathering for the kids. So please be here. That's at 12 o'clock for the kids. Thanks.
Again, another great time to see if you can bring some neighbors' children with you, because they all love playing Magic the Gathering with each other. Oh, youth choirs, Miss Shanna.
I figured I'd tag on to the end of Tad in the youth department. The first Saturday in February is going to be the meeting to kick off the youth choir for 2015. If you as a youth, or if you have a youth that is interested, please come with them. This is both for the parents and the kids. There'll be a lot of information given out, as well as the practice schedule. We're going to roll out a new way of doing the youth Sundays this year, so we'll be going over that as well. So please come. It'll be at 1:30 on the first Saturday in February. Thank you.
And how cool is that the youth are learning about this message and taking it out there on the road? The kids did a phenomenal job in December on the square. And let me just tell you, if you know youth that would love to be a part of that, I know that they had a blast. Near and dear to my heart, right? Marriage equality has come to Florida. Can I get an amen? How exciting is that for everybody? It took us 8 years. On our 8th year anniversary, Norma and I will be celebrating and getting married officially in Florida. And we are choosing to keep it in April simply because we're honoring the first date that we did decide to get married. But it's a long time coming, you guys. And what we're doing here at Oakbrook is we're going to be hosting a free day of weddings for same-sex couples to come out on February 14th. So if you know somebody that's a same-sex couple that have been waiting on bated breath for Florida to make the leap, please let them know. All they have to do is show up. They need with 6 witnesses, I believe, and they get a sanctuary that's dutifully up to 6 witnesses. They get a sanctuary that's beautifully decorated or outside in the garden. I don't think we figured out where yet. A photographer and food and a minister, all for free, and they get a chance to have a wedding. And it doesn't matter the age or anything. How exciting is that, right? And it's on February 14th from 1 to 5. There are sign-ups. Please let them know to contact myself or Norma. It is Valentine's Day, so.
Is it going to be one mass thing?
No, each person gets their own slot. So it's a private thing, but they still get to use the facilities. And then, of course, the grounds are available for photos.
And we're working towards the reception party that night.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd love to have a reception party that night. So, we're just honoring all those couples that have been together for a while. We know the economy is a little wonky sometimes, so it gives people a chance to have a beautiful ceremony for free here at Oakbrook. How awesome is that, right? It's all over Facebook, you guys. You wouldn't believe the buzz. All right, 3 easy ways to tithe. In your bulletin, you will get an envelope. If you do not use that envelope for cash or your check, please just drop it in the basket as it goes by so we can recycle them. If you have a prayer request, please fill it out, hold it up, and during the offering, we do have a treasure chest that goes around and collects your prayers or well wishes for the world. It doesn't matter what you decide to put in there. The prayer team was going to honor every single one of those. And at this time, we're asking you to please silence your cell phone. I'll be tweeting the service from over there because I know you're going to come up with some good stuff that the followers are going to love. So I think it's going to be wonderful. And at this time, we're asking Brian, the man in the back. Wow, he's coming up front to do the Science of Mind reading. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Don.
All right.
I'm going to sing it in a month.
You're funny. All right. Today's quote. It is from your consciousness and from mine that the issues of life must come, the activity of supply, health, harmony, and wholeness. Joel Goldsmith. And from the Science of Mind, page 493, God is in all, through all, above all, which means that we partake of the one life. Dr. Ernest Holmes writes about the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life and to the express itself in the terms of creation. This is its definition of love. It tells us something of nature and how spirit works. The gifts are always being given, but we must be in the position that allows us to not make them appear. Thoughts of anger, dismay, fear, irritation only deny us the gifts entry into our lives. And the affirmation, and everybody gets to read it with me, so. I seesaw my mentality dashing around. I maintain a calm, receptive mind so that I may enjoy who God has given me. Thank you.
Okay. Well, before our first song, I have one more announcement. You know, what is it they say? It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a CSL, a Center for Spiritual Living, to raise a spiritual being. So we're all in this together, aren't we? And sometimes we have a special request from an individual, and that those of you who would like to participate in supporting that individual have the opportunity to do so. Rick Allen's cousin has passed in California, and he would like to go out and fly out to that funeral at the end of the week. And he's asking for some help in that. So if you'd like to contribute financially to Rick's trip to California so that he can be there to support this wonderful cousin that he loved and grew up with, just see Rick after the celebration. Okay, let's begin with One Power, shall we? Let's stand.
One power, one power, one power. One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power. Different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power. Oh, one power is what we are. One power. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Let's greet and welcome one another, shall we? Aren't hugs wonderful? And this being Brunch Sunday and our wonderful workshop this afternoon, there's chances to hug people you missed. So take advantage of that. I didn't get a hug from everybody or hug everyone, but I picture our number so large that we just don't have time to hug everybody, or else we don't have time to do anything else. Isn't that an interesting challenge that we could look forward to? Where we just hug people in our vicinity and then catch them later. To lead us in our affirmations today, let's see, who is that? Oh yes, she's our treasurer. She's practitioner, minister in training, and in her exams as the weeks are unfolding here, Cindy Grimes.
You know, there are just some songs I can't sing without the holy water coming out. So let me collect myself. Thank you for the hugs. And join me in our affirmations, if you would. All power, all love, and all wisdom are mine right now. Ideas come to me, and I follow through on them. All that I do prospers, and so it is. And so it is. And now from what we believe. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. And now our Oak Brook affirmation. I am thankful for Oak Brook, for the teaching of the science of mind as an empowering way of life at every age, and for the abundance it brings into my life, my center, and my world. I am grateful for our ever-growing spiritual community of love, freedom, and acceptance. I celebrate with a thankful heart our beautiful new spacious center as we welcome our divine unfoldment through gifts of music, encouragement of our youth, and all life-enhancing activities. Oak Brook's vision supports us all in experiencing full and realized lives as spirit in expression. God's love empowers. Well, I didn't tell you to do it with enthusiasm, but that sounded pretty good. And now, in our invocation, Reverend Gail, thank you.
Some days I feel like that cat that Brian had on the screen. What a joyful day. What an extraordinary time. I am knowing in this moment that what we talk about, this spirit that we talk about, that we come to know, that we come to love, is present in this room within each of us. It is indeed a spirit so uplifting, so full of good, that there is nothing else that can be in our minds. I'm knowing today that we are incredibly blessed to have Reverend Susie Shadle here. For she's not only a wonderful speaker, she's been in religious science a really long time, and she really knows how to do this. I bless her, not only her talk, that we might receive it fully, that we might take it with us from this place and put it out into the world. But I bless her workshop this afternoon, for it truly is a way of clearing and growing and becoming for each of us individually and for Oak Brook as our spiritual home. And so it is with great joy that I know the rest of the day unfolds in peace and prosperity, in love and in joy, and so it is.
I give myself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
I give myself permission to be all I can be.
I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
I give myself permission to be all I can be.
I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
I give myself permission to be all I can be.
I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
I give myself permission to be all I can be.
I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people will not feel unsure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we consciously give to other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
I give myself permission to be passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free.
Thank you, joyful noise. That's the best ever. That's the best ever version of that song. Yeah. And I listen to it in my car all the time by Karen Drucker. I think she would love to hear what you do with that. You should tell her, yes. You know, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today and to get us really excited. If you read your emails from Oak Brook this week, you got the full biography of Reverend Susie, so I'm not going to do that this morning. But what I would like for you to do is to give yourself fully the gift of what she has to share with you today. For you to fully open to the gifts. She's been president of our core council of the whole thing of United Centers for Spiritual Living. She has begun a college of ministers in the Northwest and a center there. She has now a center which is worldwide because it's an e-center. And she does the kinds of things she's doing for us today in centers, especially around Florida, because she lives in Florida now. She used to live in the Northwest, but because we need her here, she moved to Florida. She just doesn't know that's why she moved here. So it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Reverend Susie Shadle, and do stay for the workshop today. That is worth your time. It is a gift to your life. If you have to call someone and tell them, I plan to come home by 1, but it's going to be 2:30 or 3 o'clock when I come home because I'm worth what Reverend Susie has to offer me today, please do that. My pleasure, Reverend Susie Shadle. Oh.
I'm not used to using a mic with a cord. There's a story that goes, a little boy sitting in the front row with his dad, and the minister keeps, wrestling with the cord, and the little boy says, "If she gets loose, will she hurt us?" I'll try not to hurt you. I'll probably end up hurting myself, but I'll try not to hurt you. I just want to second that emotion about the song. I think, don't tell Karen this because she's a friend of mine, but I think your version's better. Yeah, so don't, okay. So Happy New Year. I was speaking to someone earlier and I said, 4 major holidays have taken place since I was here the middle of November. There was Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and my birthday. So, there's a lot has happened. Yeah, that's right. Hey, you thought it revolved around you. It's all about me. So, here we are in January 2015. Can you believe that? Can you I remember when I was a kid, I was adding up, how old I would be in the year 2000, and I was really not at all sure that I would live that long. I was like, wow, that's really old, and I think it was, 47 or something. But I was, I was like, wow, I hope I make it to the year 2000. So here we are in 2015. So we're standing at the threshold of a brand new year and a brand new possibility. And at the beginning of every year, we are given 525,600 minutes to spend in whatever way that we want to. So, the question you want to ask yourself, am I going to walk through a revolving door and repeat the same year over and over and over again? Or am I going to walk through an evolving door and create something spectacular upon the foundation that I've already built of my own life and of the life of the people who mean something to me? So truly the choice is yours. The choice is yours, and you can design your life, your custom designed life, if you will, rather than a life by default, have a life by design. And start doing it right this minute as this year begins to unfold, because all we have to do is make some choices. We can choose what to release from the past, what to empower in the present, and what to create in the future with clear and conscious intention. And if we set that intention, it will come to pass. I happen to know a lot of people set the intention that there would be gay marriage in Florida. And there's another Christmas miracle for you. I did not think, I have to say, ye of little faith, I did not think it would happen so fast. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. And now, it's like a domino effect. It's happening everywhere. So when intentions are set, powerful and positive and forward-moving things begin to happen. Now, here's the deal. We celebrated New Year's, and some of you had a big hoopla, I'm sure. Mine was fairly quiet. I did manage to stay awake till midnight. But, I did all my hooplying early in life. I'm an overachiever, so I got it all done, by the time I was 25. But, so it was a little quieter, a little more intentional. But here's the deal. If you miss the hoopla on New Year's, doesn't matter, because a new year and a new promise can happen at any moment. And it can happen in every moment. Every moment can be the beginning of a new year for you. And so, the reality is, to create that new possibility, it only takes a new thought, a new feeling, a new belief, and that can change everything. Can change everything. Now, I told you have 525,600 minutes. That's not exactly true, because we've used up some of them. Either consciously or unconsciously, they're gone. So you now have approximately 501,120 minutes. Tick tock. Your time is slipping away here. So, but this will make you feel better. You actually have 30,067,200 seconds left in 2015. That sounds like more, but remember, they're tiny. Seconds are tiny. But the good news is that it only takes a second to make a new choice and to begin to design and create and bring into fruition a new possibility. It only takes a second for you to decide in your mind what that new possibility is for your life, or for the life of this community, or the life of this nation, the life of this world. And so that possibility exists, that we can construct that life by design rather than by default. Euripides said, "There is but one life for each of us, our own." And the sad truth is that too many of us are not living our own life. We're living somebody else's life, or the life that somebody else thinks we should be living, rather than our own. So I would invite you to make this the moment that you decide, in this very moment, this very second, that you're going to live the life that is yours to live from this moment forward. How many are willing to do that? Great, because I'll tell you what, you make the world a better place when you do. It doesn't just make your life better, it makes the whole world a better place when you decide to live the life that you were created for. And so, ask yourself, kind of imagine in your mind's eye, what is my custom designed life? What is my custom created life? What is that life that was designed for me that I am here to fulfill? Too many of us we have an idea maybe of what that life is, kind of like, we have this idea of a dream life, what my dream life would be like, kind of like we have the idea of what a dream home would be like. And yet too many of us will give up before we even start, before we even try, because we think it's unattainable. And the reality is, you wouldn't even be here right now if your life was unattainable. If the life that is yours to live was unattainable, you wouldn't even exist right now. You exist on purpose for a reason, and a unique one. No one else can do your life. No one else. And you can't do anyone else's. We're all here for unique purpose. And so, ask yourself, if you've kind of dragged your heels a little bit, or you've danced around it, ask yourself, what stops you? What stops you from living the life that is yours to live? We allow beliefs to enter in, like lack of time, lack of money. Oh, it would be too hard to live my life. Hogwash. Nobody else can live your life. This is the good news. You're the only one who can do it. Nobody else can live your life better than you can. So there's nothing to do but succeed. So let go of those limiting beliefs, like not enough time, not enough money, not enough resources. I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too that. I'm too short, I'm too tall. It doesn't matter. Because you know what? All of those things are made up. All of that stuff is made up, all those limiting beliefs. A good friend of mine said that we all are graduates of MSU, making stuff up. And I know I'm not alone in that. I can see all your caps and gowns right now of graduates of MSU, got the school ring and everything. Yeah, we make stuff up, and too often we make up limiting stuff. So first thing to do is let go of those limiting beliefs. Let go of those limiting beliefs of lack or doubt or fear. And here's the reality. You're building some kind of life anyway, right? The question is it the one you want? Are you building your dream life by design, or are you allowing a life to be built for you by default? Don't settle for a doghouse. Go for the dream house. All right? Dog houses are for dogs. Dream houses, dream lives are for you. Live the life you love to live. It's already been given to you. Accept the gift. Todd Duncan wrote, no matter what your life looks and feels like right now, it's never too early to begin building or too late to begin remodeling. Decide what is truly important and then design a plan to create it. So you may be constructing new construction, or you may be doing some remodeling. You just did some remodeling here, so this is a good example for you in your spiritual home. It's never too late to do some remodeling of your own, in your own life or in your collective life. Because the right design plus the right tools and the right materials and the right actions will result in a life by design rather than a life by default. Now, just like if we were building our dream home, in building our dream life, we use pretty much the same steps. So we start with a foundation. Foundations are really important, especially in Florida, I think. Am I right? It's really pretty important. We can get away with some interesting things in the Northwest. But in Florida, you definitely want to have a foundation. So you create a foundation, and then in the life of our dreams, the foundation is our purpose and our values, the things that we hold dear, and we build upon that. You don't just start building. You create that foundation of, who am I? Why am I here? What am I to be and become? What is it that I hold dear? That's the foundation upon which you build. Now, another really, really good idea that we can take from the construction world is create a blueprint. Create a blueprint. That's your vision. You know, you don't want to just start throwing stuff on top of things and throwing things at things. You got to have a plan. You got to have a vision. You got to have that intention. And so that's the blueprint. And so the next thing you do, once you've created that foundation and you've got a blueprint to work off of, you start to build on that foundation, and you start with a frame. You frame your structure, you frame your life. And that frame are the goals of our lives. Those are the goals that we do in order to arrive at that dream life. And then finally you have nails. Now, nails are a very interesting part of this equation. Nails represent commitment. It seems obvious, right? Once you start driving nails in, it's not quite as easy to move things around, because it's a little harder to get them out. So nails are all about commitment. So you can see why it might be important to have that plan ahead of time, that blueprint ahead of time, because you want to start driving nails in before you know where to drive them. And then you got to have a hammer, right? So you got to have a hammer to drive those nails in, and the hammer represents action in your life. It's not enough to just dream. We actually have to take action on the dream. So you'll need a good hammer. This was my dad's hammer, and I dare to say, even though I just had a birthday, and yes, I haven't been in religious science for a very long time. Thank you very much, Gail. I'm really old. Yeah, Ernest and I used to walk around. Yeah, right. Anyway, this was my dad's hammer, and I dare to say that the hammer is older than I am. So there's something in this room older than me. All right, so you'll need a good hammer to drive those nails in. And then once you've got that you've hammered the nails in, and you've got your frame, and you've got your blueprint, you're following your blueprint, and that's all up on the foundation, you want to put walls on that frame, which represents manifestation. Because now, indeed, there is your dream home, your dream life, and you can be living in it, living as it. Debbie Ford, the late Debbie Ford, there's a loss. Debbie Ford has moved to the next level of expression. I'm sure she'll still be sending us messages. Anyway, Debbie Ford wrote this: to live the best year of your life, you first have to identify what you want. You must create a purpose or a vision, and having a vision will act as a reference point. It will provide a true north by which you can navigate your daily choices. It's like a good map. Having a vision clarifies the steps you need to take in order to arrive at your desired destination. Keep a visual representation of your vision near you at all times to remind yourself of where you are going and what you want to create. Then, before you're about to take an action, you can decide whether the choice you're about to make will lead you in the direction of your dreams or if it will take you off course. So whatever that representation may be, it may be that you write down your intentions on a little card and you keep it in your wallet or your purse or your pocket or whatever, or it could be just a symbol of whatever that is. You know, sometimes I walk around, I've got a special coin that I walk around with, or I've got a little stone that I use that reminds me, every time I put my hand in my pocket, it reminds me, oh yeah, this is who I am and this is what I'm about and here's where I'm headed. So whatever represents that for you. Because the best year of your life is not way out there in the distant future somewhere. It's right here, right now, within you. The soil of your soul has been planted with that seed already. It's just for you to recognize it and to nurture it. Now, Angelise Arian said, every transition, because we're moving from the past year into this new year, which means that we're moving from a past part of our life into that life that is in the moment of creation. So I love what Angelise Arian says. She says that every transition is a process of leaving and entering, and has the potential to expand our love, to teach us more about giving and receiving, and to manifest more balance and creativity, to invite new experience and possibility into our lives. It is our opportunity to light a new path if we are willing to do the personal work necessary. Now there's the key. It all sounds really wonderful, right up to then you're like, oh, I have to do something? Yes. If you want that new path, if you want that yummy stuff up front, if you are willing to do the personal work necessary. And here's the thing about spiritual community. When individuals are willing to do the personal work necessary, one of the beneficiaries is your spiritual community. They benefit from who you are becoming. And one of the other recipients that benefits from you becoming who you truly are is not only your spiritual community, but the community in which you live and the nation in which this community resides. And the world itself and the entire cosmos is changed for the good when you allow yourself to do the personal work to become who it is you come here to be and to do what it is you come here to do out of that beingness. So this is no small thing. This isn't about you, and it's absolutely about you. So thank you for that intro earlier. That was little did you know. So let's look at what some of that personal work necessary is. So the steps to constructing a life by design. To create a brand new scene in 2015 for yourself and for the community. Step 1, it's your definition of purpose. Why do you exist? What is your purpose? Why are you here? What are the kinds of things that fill your heart to overflowing and give you a true sense of satisfaction and fulfillment and meaning? What are those things that rumble inside of you? You may not know what they are. You may even find yourself sidestepping them every now and then, but you know deep down what they are. They're in there and they don't let you go. They're rumblings of the heart that do not let you go. They keep popping up like those little, that whack-a-mole thing. They keep popping up. And you go, what? Wait, I'm doing other things. What is it? Swami Beyond Ananda said something like, possibility or something is what happens when you're busy doing your life. And we're so busy doing the life that we think we're supposed to be living that we miss the true life that is ours to live. So listen to those rumblings of your heart. What are the desires that rise up in your heart and you feel your heart beat just a little bit faster and you feel yourself just get a little bit more excited, those kinds of things. And here's a really big clue, and I'm a testimony to this. What was it that you wanted to, think back when you were a kid, what was it that you wanted to be and to do and to have when you grew up? We think those are just childhood stuff. These are enormous clues to who it is that we've come here to be. I wanted to be a priest when I was a little kid. And I was pretty sure I was going to be one. And so, I'd have all my little friends kneel down and I'd give them Necco wafers for communion and stuff. And I thought, wow, I must be really powerful because they're all kneeling. It never occurred to me it was the Necco wafers, but it worked. So, I wanted to be a priest. And of course, my brothers were very quick to point out that I couldn't even be an altar boy. And I'm like, yeah, well, I was undaunted by that. And many years later, here I was standing at my ordination ceremony, which happened to take place in what was a Catholic cathedral. Stained glass, marble, terrazzo, 5 stories high. It was huge. It was fabulous. And of course, I forced my brothers to come to that ceremony. And at one point, I looked at them and I said, nee, 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 nee. So the reality is that those childhood imaginings hold some information for you. Pay attention to it. So it may not be, I'm not a priest. I'm still holding out for Pope, maybe. I don't know. I got a Pope hat and everything, but I kind of like this Pope, so I think I'll let him have his turn. So, it may not be as closely aligned as what I just gave you the example of, but think about some of the things, don't think about the specific thing that you wanted to be when you're a kid, but think about what's the experience that was drawing you, and think about what it is that may be calling you in adulthood that gives you that same kind of experience. Really great clues. And here's the deal: you want and getting an understanding of what your purpose is in this step 1 of our construction. You want to focus on a very clear what of your life. What is your life supposed to be about? Don't worry about the how it's going to happen, because that'll just take you off in a funny direction. The how is Spirit's part of the job. Spirit is the master contractor. So Spirit will take care of the how part. You don't have to actually, construct the whole thing yourself, but you've got to have a clear what, otherwise the master contractor doesn't know what it's helping you build, right? So clear what. Step 2, laying your foundation. This is all about purpose and values. What are the things that are most important to you in your life? What are they? And, don't just sort of waltz around and assume you know what they are. Write them down. And don't just write a bunch of value words down. Write down words and then define them. What do you mean by that word? Because what Cindy means by that word and what Reverend Peggy means by that word can be two entirely different things. Write them down. What does that mean to you? And have them somewhere where you look at them with regularity. Because we go around thinking, oh yeah, there's kind of this fuzzy idea of stuff in my head. Write it down. Use it as a guidepost. So, what are the things that are most important to you, that are dear to you? Because your values, what you value, will help to reveal your purpose and will also guide and direct you as you unfold that purpose and live that purpose, from being to knowing to doing to having the life of your dreams. So ask yourself too, once you've determined what those values are, what the things you hold most dear are, ask yourself if your current life and the activities of your life are in alignment. Do they reflect those things you say you hold dear? Or are you spending an inordinate amount of time on things you really don't care about, and you're not spending any time on the things you do? Think about it. One of those two things needs to change. So clarity around that. So you want to focus, the idea is you want to focus your principal investment of time, energy, money, all of your resources on what is most important in your life. Step 3, drafting our blueprints, the vision. So that vision becomes a blueprint for living, a blueprint for living your life. And, write down some intentions. I'm willing to bet that many of you wrote down intentions around the new year, right? So look back at those intentions and see what they're calling you to. See what bigger picture they may be calling you to. And if you were an artist and you were to do an artist's rendering of what that would look like if all those intentions were already realized right in this moment, what would that look like? And that becomes your vision. Write that down in something that enlivens you, that brings a vivid picture in your mind's eye and brings up a passionate feeling in your soul. Something that you can read and have handy somewhere, or that is symbolized by that coin or that stone or whatever. Have that handy so that you can be guided and directed and enlivened by it. So look at those intentions. What are they calling you to? What is it that's wanting to be expressed? What would it feel and look like and be like if you were the embodiment of that right here and right now? That's your vision. And here's a very important clue. Very important building tip. Do not take this hammer and start pounding in nails before you have your blueprint clearly in hand. Right? Because it's a whole lot harder to get the nails out than it is to pound them in. Okay? So that's why it's really important to have that blueprint. Step 4, raising your frame. So these are the goals. These are the little bite-sized things, because the vision's big. The vision is a very big thing for your life. The goals are the little bite-sized things that are going to get you to the realization, to the fulfillment of that vision. And so, what goals? Think about what goals will support me in moving forward into that vision, into that purpose, into living the values that I hold dear. And write down specific goals for each of those intentions and for the vision as a whole. Again, we tend to go, oh yeah, I know what my goals are. And then, I remember one year I decided I was not going to eat fried food anymore as I was crunching down on a piece of fried chicken. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Because I didn't write down that I had the goal to avoid fried foods. I mean, you'd think you'd remember a thing like that, but when you're hungry, hey, there's a fried chicken, I'll have that. Because I didn't write it down. It didn't, it starts to solidify it. So write down goals. And in fact, you can think of a goal that you can do today There's one little thing you could do today that will move you forward in the direction of your dreams. What if you did just one thing each day that moves you in the direction of fulfilling your vision and fulfilling your intentions for this year? Just one thing a day. And I bet you if you do one thing a day, you'll do more than one thing a day, because it also gathers momentum, achieving those goals. And if your goals and your vision or your values are out of alignment, guess what? You got to use the tricky side of the hammer, and you got to start pulling some nails out if you're out of alignment. So good to think, what is that phrase? Measure twice, cut once, right? Well, yeah. Look at your blueprint twice. You look at your goals twice, and then hammer once, and not have to take the nails out. So take a look at intentions, values, goals, write them down. And finally, the last step, we finally get to the construction part. Those are the action steps, the activities that bring those goals to life, that lead you in the direction of that vision and the fulfillment of your dream life. So think about what actions will move me in that direction, what actions will fulfill this vision, these intentions that I've set, and to live the values that I say I hold dear. Move into action. Again, it's not enough to just dream, it's not enough to just imagine, it's not enough to even set up the blueprint and hire a contractor. We actually have to move into action. We have to do something. Sometimes spiritual people think, oh, no, we're just supposed to sit around on a pillow and ohm. That's a good place to start, but at some point, because we're still in human form, we need to actually get up off the pillow and follow the direction that we receive while we're on the pillow. Okay, so ohm and then hammer. Really, ohm, hammer. Ohm, hammer. Okay, yeah. You got it. You're on your way. So just remember that each moment presents you with an opportunity to build your life by design. You do not have to live a life by default. You can live that life by design, the life you love to live, the life that you were made for. You can be, do, and have that life right here and right now, and be fulfilled in your purpose and in your vision. And do remember to work with your master contractor, Spirit. Spirit will guide you. That's why you have a master contractor. It will guide you and advise you. Listen to that. There's a phrase from a song that I dearly love. The song is called Artist of My Soul. And this is, to me, is about the master contractor. O Lord of beauty, Lord of art, who gives a song for every heart, carve out my life, reshape and mold, and be the artist of my soul. Isn't that nice? Yeah. O Lord of beauty, Lord of art, who gives a song for every heart, carve out my life, reshape and mold, and be the artist of my soul. Your master contractor. The Buddhist writer Jan Goldstein says, that's a good Buddhist name, don't you think? Goldstein? Yeah. Okay, Jan. Multicultural. She'd fit right in here. Anyway, Jan Goldstein says, we listen and we hear the call of life. We open ourselves and the call becomes a song rooted within us. We step into the world with that song, and the song becomes a blessing. In placing that blessing into the world, we now come to receive the full measure of wonder we deserve. For the universe responds measure for measure and wonder for wonder. How nice is that? So what you do for yourself, you do for the rest of us. Know that. What you do for us, you do for yourself. We're all one. So I'm going to ask you to affirm with me. I am creating a new scene in 2015. Ready? I am creating a new scene in 2015. And I just want to tell you something about these two little words, I am. Tiny little words, powerful words. They're a prayer. I am an idiot, and so it is. Amen. Ooh, okay, yeah, I don't want to affirm that one. How about I am magnificent and so it is. Amen. Ready? I am magnificent, and so it is. But I'm just telling you, those words are powerful, so be careful what you put behind them. I am, make sure it's something you actually want, okay? And that you actually believe. You know, the I is for inspired intention. The A is for affirm with attention, and the M is for move into manifestation. I am. It's a complete prayer, but be mindful what you put behind it, okay? So, welcome to 2015. You have a little over 500,000 minutes, a little over 30 million seconds. Tick-tock. Blessings on your journey of living a life of wonder, the life you love to live. And may you begin by constructing your life by design. So it is. I thank you for reminding me. I brought something for you. These are your construction tips, so that you don't have to try and remember those steps that I said. Here are the tips for building that life by design. So Cindy's passing those out, so you'll have something to take with you. So don't think I didn't give you something for the new year. All right. Thank you.
Only imagine what it would be like when we live in peace, walking side by side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when this peaceful place is before me. I can only imagine. Surrounded by God's glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance with the Spirit, or in all of it be still? Will I stand in God's presence, or to my knees will I fall while I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine what all I will do is forever, forever live in you. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by God's glory, what will my heart seek? Will I dance in the Spirit, or in all of it be still? Will I stand in God's presence, or to my knees will I fall while I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. Surrounded by God's glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance in the Spirit, or in all that be still? Will I stand in the presence, or to my knees will I fall? Will I scream hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Whoa, I can only imagine. Oh, I can just imagine. But I don't have to imagine what I will do, because I will forever live in you. I don't have to imagine. I don't have to imagine.
Now let's just breathe, right? It's time to celebrate our abundance. So let's come forward, yes. Every part of our celebration on a Sunday morning is worship, isn't it? Every part of us brings us closer to our understanding of who we are as a divine spiritual being. And that's true about our offering as well. For us to be in that place of giving, and if we give just when we get, and that's what I usually do, as soon as I get any money, I tithe immediately, so I don't put something in every Sunday. I am putting in something today, especially for the workshop this afternoon, because that's supported by love offerings only today. And for us to see that as an opportunity for us to increase our abundance consciousness. Whenever we do an Oak Brook offering, for us to really take to heart the affirmation that we say together and let it ring in your ears. It's in your program. You might want to read it from time to time during the week to increase your abundance consciousness. So let's do that together, shall we? How good it is to know that I am the place where the abundance of the universe flows, and as the abundance flows through me, it is with a grateful heart that I give. I know that as I give, so much more is given back to me. Gratefully and joyfully, I give of my time, my talents, my gifts, and my heart. And so it is. So Jack and Jackie have the offering baskets, and they're going to go out among you. And those with prayer requests, hold them up so that Betty will find you with prayer chest. Let's turn within, shall we? Feeling ourselves filled to overflowing with the abundance of the infinite. I give thanks in this moment for our tithes and offerings. I know that Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living exists because of the divine idea that it is, and because of the givingness of each one in so many ways, including our offering this morning. I give thanks also knowing that we can't outgive God, that when we give, it is multiplied tenfold and more and comes back into circulation in our lives, in money, in love, in abundant good, of health, and every other way possible. For this I do give thanks. And I give thanks for our prayer requests today, knowing that the answer to each and every request already exists in Divine Mind, in that wondrous field of all opportunities that exist, that field of all good. And I give thanks for our prayer request team, our ministry of prayer, our ministers and practitioners who will be praying about each of these requests this week, knowing that the outcome is assured. For all of this, I do give thanks. And let us say together, and so it is. And before we do our meditation song, yeah, go ahead and take it to the back again. Thank you. There was a request, and maybe there are others requesting. At the beginning of the celebration, I invited us to know that we are a family building spiritual beings within us. And Rick Allen was the person named, but you might not know who Rick is. So Rick, would you stand up? The one requesting some help on his trip to California for his cousin's memorial service. Thank you, Rick. So he's the one to see if you'd like to gift him and play your part in our support of one another here at Oak Brook. And now let's just remain seated in preparation for Ken Green giving us our spiritual mind treatment with singing, I Am So Blessed. Wonderful song.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed.
Building permit. Well, the Supreme One, the great creator of all that is all that is. Maker of the universe, maker of all the galaxies and all the solar systems and the planets. The one life in the universe, the one mind in the universe, the one life that's mine, one mind I can use. And what's true for me is true for all. Is true for all here present. They are all created with unconditional love. To have all the choices and to make those choices and to get guidance in the making of those choices to the full level of their acceptance. And that's the truth of their being. Of their being right here and right now. And to the full measure of their acceptance, are they empowered to outpicture all the wholeness that is theirs, physically capable. This is part of their being to the full extent. They need only believe. And I release this and accept the power of my word today in the full knowledge that it is done unto us as we believe. As we believe, is it done unto us right here, right now. And I release this, the universal law, that it should be so. And so it is.
begin to form our circle. We got some birthdays this month, right? Number of birthdays this month. So let's form our circle, and while the birthday cake is being prepared, those of you with birthdays in January, please come up. That's you. You get to help blow out our candles, yes. And Rick? All right. When were you here? 14. Really? Must be the right day. It's a good day. Yeah. All three of these birthdays are the 14th. 13. Oh my goodness. Okay, are we ready? Are the kids going to come and help sing happy birthday for us? The kids are here. Okay, all right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Love you, Ready? Okay. And before we begin the peace song, let's ask Reverend Vicki to bless our food, shall we? Would you do that?
Please. We give thanks for every person here, for all the food that they brought, for the strength that they get from this worship service, in addition to having their physical needs met. And so we give great thanks for all our blessings, which are so abundant, and so it is.
Let there be